everyone, day one of the N.E.W.T.s has started, August 1st. I was up extremely late last night because I stayed up to start my N.E.W.T.s at midnight, and let me tell you, even though my son woke me up super early this morning, I am still very impressed because I completed 2 books. So yay me, on my way to hopefully becoming an alchemist. So basically, I'll just give a quick synopsis of them, and I'll do a bigger wrap up towards the end of the month. But so I read I'm Afraid of Men by Vivek Shreya, which is an essay on her interactions with both males and females and how they have shaped her behaviors in public and how she feels being around people. So it was very interesting. I definitely recommend you read it because it's nice and short, but also very eye-opening. Next, I read When Jack by Joseph Boyden, which is the story from my first-person perspective of Cheney Wenjack. He was a residential school victim, technically. He tried to run away and get home, but didn't make it. It was really good, and I really enjoyed it. I already know his story, and I know more about the residential school system, but it was nice to see like a first-person perspective of it, which was interesting, and of course heartbreaking. Like, I was crying. That's fine. Anyway, highly recommend another short one. So and then I started Percy Jackson, the last one, The Last Olympian. I'm not really sure if I'm gonna get much reading done today during the day because I will be taking my kids over to my oldest friend's house. We're having a play date. Hopefully I can get some reading done tonight. I do find the Percy Jackson books are really quick reads for me because they're very action-packed, and of course they're middle grade or even children's. So they're pretty quick. So hopefully I can finish that tonight. I might try and stay up late if I'm feeling ambitious again to finish it, because that would be 3 books in one day. That would be pretty good. I have 17 to read, so let's try and get this done. All right, I will check in with you guys a little later, let you know my progress. What is it?
The little star. The little star.
Little star. Hello, I am back. It is 10 to 3, and I have one grumpy child who is yelling at me. The background is filled with boxes because we are moving not this Monday, but the following Monday. Anyway, I haven't read anything yet, but I do have a little bit of time before I have to make supper. Hopefully my kids will behave and be good little children. Looking at you. And I've got some iced coffee. I've got my Percy Jackson. So I am gonna read I'm gonna try and get an hour in at least. And we'll see how it goes. I will update you later and let you know my progress. Hi everyone, Friday, August 2nd, day 2 of the N.E.W.T.s. I didn't update you last night because I fell asleep. But I did finish The Last Olympian by Rick Riordan, and it was amazing. I gave it a 5-star. I obviously can't really tell you any plot points because that'll ruin the rest of the series for you. But I thought it tied up everything really nicely, and I may or may not be interested in picking up the rest of the Camp Half-Blood Chronicles, but we'll see how that goes in the future. My TBR shelf is looking pretty hectic, so maybe I should work on that first. So, I need to pick another physical book to read off of my TBR. I also am going to be starting an audiobook either today or tomorrow when I plan on packing. I'm not really sure when that's going to happen. I am having a bad day for my chronic illness, so I might just take it easy today because I have a very busy weekend, and then just kind of plow through stuff on the weekend. Anyway, so for the physical book, I actually changed this out on my original TBR. I really want to read this one and I couldn't fit it in otherwise, so I'm picking up Wilder Girls by Rory Power. So far, what I've heard of this is good, and it looks amazing, and the premise sounds amazing, so I'm excited. I'm going to read that for Herbology for the a read a book between 350 and 390 pages. This has 353. Yeah, I'm going to pick that one up physically, and then I do need to start. I have like 3 or 4 audiobooks waiting from my library, and I've had them for already over a week, so I'm running out of time. I think I'm going to pick up for Arithmancy, a book longer than 350 pages. I chose Allegedly by Tiffany D. Jackson. So I think I'm going to pick that one up next. Anyway, that's where I'm sitting at today. I'm not really going to make a bunch of updates today because I'm sitting at home reading. I'll just try and update you at the end of the day because honestly, the vlog today is going to be pretty boring. Hi everybody! Sunday, August 4th, I think. I don't know what date it is. Of the N.E.W.T.s. I'm going to count this as the end of my first week just because the N.E.W.T.s started midweek and I prefer to have like the end of the actual week be my actual end of week. So anyway, I didn't update you since Friday morning because I have been struggling with my chronic illness for the last couple days. Plus I have another health issue that has come up and I'm moving in 8 days. So I've been trying to focus my attention on resting as much as I can, getting ready to move, and on top of that, reading. Which, I had a really great reading day yesterday because I did all of my audiobooks yesterday. I had a bunch of things to do and I had some paperwork to do, so I was like, hey, plow through these audiobooks and then voila. So I did that. I think I left off. I was going to be reading Wilder Girls, which I completed yesterday. I read most of it on Friday, and then yesterday I finished it in the evening. I also read, let me just get my bullet journal here. I also read The Grown Up by Gillian Flynn, which I was not a huge fan of. It was interesting. It was also weird in an uncomfortable way, and not the good uncomfortable, but the I don't really think I should be reading this. I don't know. I did not feel right at the end of it. And the thing is that I guess that's kind of her thing, right? I mean, her other books were uncomfortable also, so yes, I get it, but it just wasn't my favorite. I also read Allegedly by Tiffany D. Jackson, and I cannot even hint at much of this because it'll ruin it for you if you want to read it, but I highly recommend it. It was really good. And she, yeah, Tiffany G. Jackson did a phenomenal job with it, honestly. Like, it kept me captivated. I mean, it wasn't perfect. It's YA, which, you know, I feel like I have a hard time giving 5 stars to usually, but it was pretty friggin' good, so highly recommend. Anyway, I also read Gathering Blue by Lois Lowry, which is the second book in the Giver Quartet, and basically the Giver Quartet is set in dystopian future, and each book takes place in the same universe in different places at basically around the same time, from what I understand. So this one features a girl who is going to be outcast from her village after her mother passes away and her father is missing, and she ends up instead being taken by the council to be a weaver to fix their special cloak they use for their ceremony once a year. And anyway, it's a big deal for her to be in this position, and then things happen, and it is a shorter book. It's a children's book, so I don't want to spoil it, but I thought it was really good. I loved it. I think I liked it more than The Giver, actually. What else did I read? The Day Boy and the Night Girl by George MacDonald was good. Like, it's a fairy tale about a girl and a boy who are kept prisoner by this witch, and the girl is trained to sleep during the day and be awake at night, and the boy is trained to be asleep at night and awake during the day. And by circumstances, the boy is actually out of the castle and on the grounds during the nighttime, and the girl finds her way out of her little holding, her little prison, and makes her way out to the world, and they end up meeting up. She kind of rescues him, which I thought was pretty cool. And then they kind of start to form a friendship from there. And I don't want to spoil the ending in case that interests you, but it was kind of an interesting premise to have. And then I finished Wilder Girls, which is the only book I own. I tried to get through all my library books first, just because I got a lot of them in July. I had them on hold and they came in early, and I tried to like postpone them, but I couldn't anymore, and they came in early, and I didn't want to lose out on them and have to go back at the bottom of the hold, because then I wouldn't have them and I'd have to create a new TBR. So anyway, I finished Wilder Girls. This exceeded my expectations greatly. It was really good. The ending was like, what? Basically, this takes place on Raxter Island, in the Raxter School for Girls, and the main character and her two friends are currently quarantined at that school, and basically because everything on the island has contracted the N.E.W.T.s, is what they call it. The N.E.W.T.s is an illness that creates weird side effects, and the girls grow weird things, and weird things happen to them. And basically it's kind of I don't want to spoil too much. It's basically a journey where they're kind of figuring things out a little bit. It's like easiest way to explain it without ruining it. You should read this. If you like a mystery, this is like a little bit mystery, a little bit sci-fi. Yeah, it was really good, and I flew through it. I really did. Yeah, I really loved it, and I'm glad I jumped on the bandwagon, because that was one I was kind of iffy about, and then people started to talk about it, and they said, oh wow, it's really great, and I was like, okay, cool, well maybe I should read it. So I did. Anyway, yeah, I am headed to my father-in-law's today. We're bringing some of our stuff over, clothes and things like that we're not using, and we are going to be staying there for supper, so I won't be reading much this afternoon. I'm about halfway done. We have Always Lived in the Castle by Shirley Jackson. I'm about halfway done that. So hopefully when I get home tonight, get the kids in bed, I can finish that, which would be fantastic. That would make me at, what, 9 books? 8 books? A lot of books for 4 days. I'm not complaining, because I feel like this week coming up will be a little bit tough to read. And the week after that, the week of like, I think the 12th and on, I'm going to really be struggling to read that week, I think, because we're moving the Monday, and then I got to like unpack, and I got to do a bunch of shopping. I need to get curtains and stuff, because our current apartment has window coverings. And we can't take them with us, obviously. They're not ours. So anyway, wow, that is a huge update. I will cut as much as I can out of that freaking update, because it's nuts. Anyway, I will check back with you later before I go to bed and let you know where I'm sitting at for my reading. All right, I realized I didn't film an outro for week 1, so week 1 is a wrap. I look awful. I'm not showing all my face because I have a big fat band-aid on my chin because I scratched myself while dealing with moving stuff today. So anyway, thanks for watching week 1 if you made it to the end, and I'll be back with week 2.